Joined once again by Caron Butler. Caron, how impressed are you so far with Lonzo?
I'm extremely impressed. You know, looking at his feel of the game of basketball, the way that he facilitates, his IQ is extremely high. One of the things that I question is his availability and being able to being durable throughout a marathon of an NBA season. And that's been extremely questionable. But hopefully he's able to come back. I think they have, 7, 8 games left. So, you know, hopefully he comes back and understand the importance of having him out there, possibly Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram back in the lineup, Kuzma playing great basketball. And just continue to give the fans a flash of what's yet to come. And you got salary cap, so you're able to possibly add 2 major guys this offseason. So future bright for him.
He's just been too inconsistent for me. Of the 165 players that's taken at least 500 shots this year, Lonzo is dead last in field goal percentage. And you look at some of the other rookies, the Donovan Mitchells, the Jason Tatums, the Markins, Josh Jackson, Kuzma, they've outplayed him. It's as simple as that. Now, we can make it a lot, all the pressure, and his dad heaped a lot of pressure on him, but they've outplayed him. They've been available, as you mentioned, they've been available more. And when they have been available, they've been more consistent. Now, we've seen him show flashes. The 29, 11, and 9. We see another game, we have a couple of triple-doubles. But far too many times we see 1 for 12 from 3. We see 1 from 9 from 3. We'll see 1 for 4 from the free throw line. That won't get them to where they need to be. And as you mentioned, this knee thing, Skip, early. And I don't like to see young players have knee problems because young players turn into old players with knee problems.
Okay, but this wasn't the classic knee. He got kneed in the back of the leg, so this is just a contusion.
Okay.
But the knee thing that you're talking about that kept him out way longer than I thought it would,
right.
I agree with that one because it was just a sore knee. There was no structural damage that we're aware of.
Right.
So now you're back. The roller coaster rolls. So he had a bad game last night, so he's a bust, right?
No, see that's what he tried. See,
he's a bust.
See, Skip will not allow you to have any room between transcendental and bust. Now, that's a big gap. And I'm trying to fit somewhere in there, and Skip was like, nope, you got to be on the top shelf or you got to be on the bottom shelf.
Well, I think you just described a bust to me.
He's far from a bust. And you look at that crop of talent. You look at Donovan Mitchell. You look at Ben Simmons. You look at all those guys. He's unique because he does everything. You know, he has a great feel of the game of basketball. He's a facilitator. He's not a scorer. Donovan Mitchell is a scorer.
Is he?
He's amongst other things, but he's a scorer. Jason Tatum, scorer, versatile. He's a guy you go through. He's a guy that keeps everything together, continues to get everybody involved, from Brandon Ingram to Kuzma. He understands how to distribute and have that balance. And he's a winner. He brings that, whatever it is, he brings it to that locker room and to that team.
Ben Simmons is a monster.
So, as usual, I'm gonna be actually objective over here about Lonzo Ball, and I'm gonna start with last night before I go bigger picture. I was extremely disappointed in Lonzo Ball last night before he got hurt because once again, he's going to take another year off my life. I don't know what happens from night to night, but some nights he's engaged and really wants to play, and some nights he's just not engaged. And last night he was disconnected, and I don't know why. It was clear from the start. Dennis Smith Jr. said, "You are now in my house, and I'm going to outplay you. Watch this." And Dennis Smith was attacking right away, and Lonzo was passive. I'm going to just drift through this game. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to be aggressive. I'm not going to initiate the offense. I'm just going to flip it over to the wing and go stand over in the corner. I just can't stand to watch that because it's just wrong.
Right.
He's better than that because certain nights, as we talked to Jason, we had Jason Terry in, and he sat on the bench in Milwaukee that night earlier this year when Lonzo Ball walked in and said, "Hey, Jason Kidd," he's then the coach, obviously, "Jason Kidd, watch what I'm going to do." And he just terrorized that team with a big triple-double. Remember, he had like 13 and 14 on rebounds and assists, just like, 19, 13, and 14, something like that. So the point is, last night, I couldn't even recognize him after he'd had a good night at Detroit in a game they lost, shooting mid-range jump shots.
Right.
Like that was a new weapon in the repertoire. Oh, you can do that. And they look good. They look like he shot them with conviction, like he knew what he was doing, and he shot them more from here instead of over there. And then last night, he did make his first three, but then he just drifted through the rest of the game. The numbers are pathetic, but they did win. So he would tell you after the game, all I care about is the dub. You know, like I don't care about scoring. I don't care about my stats. I care about whether we win or lose. And I value that in him because I think he would be fun to play with because he doesn't need the basketball like a lot of young players just need the basketball.
He actually mean that, too.
Yeah, he means it. I agree. So let's look at the big picture, as Joyce said, 10, 7, and 7 for the year. He's 8th in the league in assists. That'll work. He's 12th in steals. That's pretty good. In defensive win shares, that's your individual defense that you play, he's 26th in the league. That'll work because he disrupts. He leads this team in steals because he will disrupt and get his hand on the basketball. So LeBron James now is 332. I have to check every day for you.
Drop down 12 spots.
LeBron is 332 in defensive win shares, 332nd. Alonzo is 26th. That's quite a discrepancy there.
If LeBron James was on the Lakers, would their record be better or worse?
Well, he's in his 15th season.
So you expect him to play defense. Well, we'll see with LeBron when Lonzo's 15. We'll see where his defense.
Well, obviously, LeBron has completely sacrificed defense for the sake of stat building on offense, and I'm fine with that because that's the only way you're going to make your case that you're better than Jordan.
Let me ask you a question. LeBron can't sit in the chair for 37 minutes a night and give you the...
He could.
No, he can't.
Well, why not?
Can't because you can't exert that kind of energy on both ends of the court.
Nobody
Nobody
he was the best player on the planet.
He is.
Hey, trust me, in Michael Jordan's 15th season, well, it was actually his 13th season, the last one in Chicago,
yes.
He played hellacious defense. Like they just suffocated
Dennis
you.
Rodman was averaging 18 rebounds a game.
15th season, LeBron has to open the gym, sweep the floor, get the rebound,
bring the balls out. Yeah.
I'll give you everything except sweep the floor. Everything. I'm not sure he's going to.
You got to do everything.
He's doing everything, Skip. And stop trying to do that. Stop trying to minimize LeBron and what he's doing.
He just doesn't play any defense, but that's okay. So you give me these stats about how poor a shooter Lonzo is, but for a 16-game stretch, which is pretty big sample size, he was the hottest three-point shooter in the entire league. Number one over a 16-game stretch. How do you figure that? He was 56% from three. Well, it worked for a while, right?
But here's the thing, though, Skip. Yeah. Even though you give him that 56%, he's still only 30% from the three-point. Even when you give him 56%. So he's 36 from the field, 30% from the three-point line, and 45% from the free throw. And you want me to give him a B+.
Okay, and now I'll throw one last one at you. In rebounding, he is a special rebounder now, but he's 6'7". Yeah. Among point guards, he's third in the NBA in rebounds behind Russell, and I'm giving you Ben Simmons as a point guard at 7 feet tall. Yeah. Well, Ben Simmons is going to get a bunch of rebounds. He just stands under the goal, gets rebounds.
He's 7 foot tall. He'd be working hard to get them bounds.
But he's 7 feet tall. So if we eliminate Ben Simmons, just disqualify him on 7 feet.
No, he's a point guard. Can't do that.
Point guard, okay. So Lonzo's, he's right there with Russ. And trust me, someday Lonzo Ball will average a triple-double for an entire season because he just got all the skills. And he will be able to average 15 points a game. He's 20 years old right now. This is rookie year. He'll average 15 points, and he'll be able to average 12 assists and 10 rebounds. He'll have 1 year where he'll do that for the whole year.
It's possible.
He's going to keep Drew Randall on the team because right now Drew Randall playing out of his mind.
He is. But he's a monster. But we said, Luke Walton said he was a monster in the preseason.
What about Kyle Kuzma?
He comes in and just jacks
One of the biggest steals.
Yeah. I wish I could pour some of Kyle Kuzma into Lonzo just to watch it.
You keep trying to add. He is what he is, Skip. You keep trying to add bits and pieces of everybody else to your guy. Either you got it or you.
Yeah.
Grind. Either you gonna do it or you don't.
Yeah, I do think he has it though.
Yeah. The first game I see Kyle Kuzma play a lick of defense will be the first game I see.
What is this? So all of a sudden now you care about defense now. Now you care about defense.
You realize Jordan hung his hat on the defensive end. They lived for it. That's what they took the most pride in. In '98, when they just dominated.
Well, he ain't take no pride when Kobe dropped 55 on him.
Oh, please.
He took pride in that.
He's comparing everyone to Jordan.
Yeah.
That's the
when
standard.
He was in Washington?
Yeah, dropped 55 on him.
Please, he was 39 years old.
Was he not Michael Jordan?
Oh, please.
So let me get you. So once he got to like 36, he morphed into someone else?
They didn't have vibranium in those.
That's what it was.
We didn't know about it.
LeBron gonna drop 55.
You're not getting back in that Jordan party.
Yeah, man. All that money I spent on
Watch. The week before All-Star break next year.
You'll start kissing.
Flipping it.
I need my
Jordan,
package.
you know, Michael Jordan, he was the
But
greatest
hold
player.
on. But here's the thing,
Yeah.
Skip. I mean, Michael loves honesty, right? Okay, I'm being honest.
He's cold-blooded on it.
He's still the GOAT.
Still
Say
the
it.
GOAT. Say it.
Say
He's
it.
the GOAT.
Bron.
Come
Michael
on.
Jordan is the GOAT. Like,
Caron, thanks for joining us. Is Lamar Jackson making a big move up the draft board? We'll discuss that next.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.